Running a global digital business means operating on incredibly tight margins. Every dollar counts, and losing percentages to financial friction is the difference between scaling and stagnating. When businesses first start accepting international payments, they almost always default to legacy collection rails like Payoneer. It is the standard entry point. But as your cross-border trade volume grows, the financial mechanics of those basic platforms start working against you. The core problem here is fee stacking. These platforms act as a rigid middleman, taking a small, almost unnoticeable cut at multiple stages of the exact same transaction. This cascading waterfall chart shows exactly how fee stacking breaks down. You start with a $50,000 inbound payment. Right off the top, you lose 1% to an ACH receiving fee. Then another 3% vanishes in a foreign exchange spread, and finally, a 2% withdrawal fee hits when you move the money to your local bank. Look at the final net cash amount compared to your initial top-line revenue. You are bleeding capital just to access your own money. Prioritizing the setup convenience of a basic collection rail actively destroys your net margins before you even account for taxes or pay your suppliers. To fix this, you have to move away from a simple collection rail and adopt the architecture of a borderless treasury model. This is where Airwallex comes in. It is built specifically to eliminate these intermediary banking fees. Originating originally in Melbourne, it functions as a direct financial operating system for high-volume tech enterprises and multi-entity global brands. There is a trade-off. Migrating to a corporate treasury requires rigorous KYC and compliance onboarding. It takes real operational effort, unlike the instant sign-up of a freelancer wallet. But accepting the friction of a strict corporate onboarding process is mandatory if you want to secure institutional-grade banking infrastructure. Let's compare the two side by side, starting strictly with how each platform handles inbound capital. Payoneer penalizes you right at the point of collection. You can expect to pay up to 3.99% for card payments and a flat 1% for standard US ACH debits. Airwallex gives you legitimate local banking details. That means you get actual US routing numbers and UK sort codes to receive funds directly into your own name. This illustrates like-for-like settlement. Customers paying in British pounds, euros, or US dollars flow directly into matching separate local currency buckets, never crossing paths. These funds are held securely in their native state, with no forced currency conversion at the point of collection. Utilizing local payment rails to bypass international wire networks completely protects your top-line gross revenue. You keep what you charge. Now, let's look at the friction point of withdrawing or converting those collected foreign funds back into your domestic capital. Payoneer's withdrawal mechanics bake a 1.2% to 4% markup invisibly into the exchange rate. You rarely see the explicit cost, you just get a poorer conversion. This line graph tracks $50,000 in monthly volume. The red line shows attrition from Payoneer's 4% variable spread. The green line plots Airwallex half to 1% markup. Over 12 months, the widening gap represents tens of thousands in recovered capital. Demanding a transparent markup over the live interbank rate is mathematically superior to accepting opaque, bundled withdrawal spreads. Then there is outbound corporate spending. If you fund heavy, international digital advertising campaigns, this is where you bleed the most. Routing massive corporate ad spend into US-centric tech platforms requires a dedicated payment strategy. Standard platform cards, including Payoneer's, penalize scaling users. You get hit with a 1.8% to 3.5% cross-border and foreign transaction fee on every dollar of ad spend. Airwallex's card issuing system allows you to spin up unlimited virtual cards that carry 0% international transaction fees. Because they are backed by a global Tier 1 card network, they are universally accepted by all major advertising platforms. By assigning a native US dollar virtual card directly to your held US dollar balance, you completely eliminate the final layer of FX bleed on your operating expenses. The final stage of the cash flow cycle is executing outbound payments to your global contractors and suppliers. Payoneer applies a penalty of up to 3% if the supplier receiving the funds is not also inside the Payoneer ecosystem. Airwallex bypasses the expensive SWIFT network entirely. They utilize local transfer rails to execute free payouts into over 120 countries. And it links directly into your high-volume e-commerce and accounting software to sync those outgoing transactions automatically. Utilizing native API integrations and local payout rails allows you to treat cross-border suppliers exactly like domestic ones, slashing the time spent on manual reconciliation. Let's look at the ultimate financial verdict for business operators weighing the switch. Payoneer has no base monthly subscription. Airwallex features monthly platform tiers, typically around $19 to $29, depending on your region. This high-contrast ROI bar chart visualizes net profit retained on a $50,000 monthly revenue. Payoneer trails significantly behind Airwallex due to transaction fee attrition. And if you meet minimum deposit thresholds, Airwallex waives their monthly fee, widening the profit gap even further. At high transaction volumes, free software with hidden percentage fees is exponentially more expensive than paid software with flat rates. So who is actually best served by remaining on Payoneer? If you are a solo, location-independent freelancer, it still makes sense. When you rely entirely on Upwork or Fiverr payouts, the seamless marketplace integration outweighs the eventual withdrawal costs. But other business models absolutely must migrate to Airwallex to survive. High-volume B2B agencies, direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands, and scaling dropshippers require a true treasury setup to protect their margins. You have a clear choice to make for your cash flow: accept the familiar convenience of a payment middleman, or lock in the absolute margin protection of a borderless treasury.